I'm kind of interested or so. Darth Vader made a fucking VTuber, made a VTuber. That has to be a VTuber, right? Or unless it's just some kind of, unless that's some kind of like YouTuber or something like that. I'm kind of interested. What do you mean by the end of Bella the Fox? Doxed or so. What do you mean by the end? Is this like a good thing or so that they ended, that she ended her career or something like that, or?
Hi everyone, it's Belle the Wolf aka God. We just reached 20k subscribers, so I figured it was a good time to share my face. Please like and subscribe, as it took me a lot of bravery to do this.
This is Bella the Wolf, and Bella just posted a face reveal a few hours ago. But unfortunately for her, the like-dislike ratio of her face reveal looks like a BBC. In fact, the hate got so
What the fuck? Damn.
bad that she's deleted all of her videos and pretty much disappeared from YouTube. But what exactly caused this kid to get this much hate? Bella the Wolf is an openly racist kid.
You know what I am? What am I?
A nigga who openly laughs at people's parents.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 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 That kind of. That kind of explains a lot.
Parents who passed away, if they're soldiers or veterans.
My dad is a fallen soldier, may I add. He did not make it back from his trip. Do you think that's funny? My dad is a deceased veteran. Do you think that's funny?
Bella the Wolf is a kid who jokes about oofing people's pets.
When you said you were gonna kill my dog, what exactly did you mean by that?
I'm going to steal your dog, obviously when you're not looking, and I'm going to murder him.
And she loves mocking religion, to the point.
What the fuck? This sounds like a very immature child. Like, they're trying to be like edgy and shit, but like, what's the punchline of like you stealing someone's dog and trying to, you know, and trying to basically oof it, you know? I don't understand. Like, what's so funny about that? I don't understand the joke there. That makes no sense. Do you think that's fucking funny or something? I was about to say her community was wild, but she is just as wild. I think so. I think she's the Delulu one.
Where she even made her own religion.
Bella, do you think you're better than all gods of all religions? Like, truly, including Allah? Of course. And anyone who thinks otherwise is delusional.
All I'm gonna say is, if Bella mocked religion in some parts of the world, let's just say that Bella the Wolf would be Bella the Cook Wolf. Literally. Essentially, Bella the Wolf is a terminally online kid who went viral a few weeks ago for rage baiting.
Ah, she's a terminally online kid. Ah. That explains a lot. That actually explains so much. Yeah. A person who never this is literally a person who has never touched grass in their entire life.
People for attention. But don't get it twisted. I've seen a lot of special people in the head defending Bella the Wolf and saying stupid stuff like, actually, Bella the Wolf is just a kid. She's just rage baiting people.
Yeah, you dirty fucking nick.
She's only pretending to be racist. Huh? If you're seriously...
Holy shit, she fucking said the hard R for that one. Holy fuck, dude. That's wow. That's actually kind of crazy in my personal opinion.
Going to try to convince me that Bella the Wolf is only pretending to be openly racist, then I guarantee you that if Bella the Wolf goes and pretend to be racist in the hood, then some people are gonna pretend to Chris Breezy her. I'm sorry, but she's just a kid, she's just rage baiting excuse doesn't work with me at all. Openly mocking soldiers and literally drawing an animation where you're pew-pewing a soldier like Bella the Wolf did. Okay, kind of distasteful, but maybe it is you just rage baiting for attention. Publicly mocking a YouTuber's death caused by cancer and spreading lies about him, saying stuff like he's racist.
Oh, she is on a stage.
He's in the server. I'm gonna laugh. He is.
Holy crap.
Head on, nigga. Head on, nigga.
Yo, is that my sister?
Head on, nigga.
When you're the one who's racist. Or Bella typing crazy comments saying stuff like, Technoblade deserved it from cancer. Once again, should be considered as rage baiting. Maybe you are just pretending to be a scumbag, but my bad, bruh. But the moment you literally dox a 10-year-old and put him in danger is the moment that rage baiting defense stops working with me.
Yesterday, some girl or some person who goes on the internet by Bella the Wolf, put my son, and here he is, that's Miles, put Miles' number on a Discord server, said that it was...
Wait, okay. Just a kid. I hate that excuse. Youngsters, kids can act, right? Yeah, to be honest, is like, for me, I've never acted like this ever, even in my younger days. I've never acted like this. Like, I know I understand the fucking, like, Asmongold has told stories or so about his past that he used to be a little shithead, you know, when he was younger. But personally, I was never like that, you know. He always says, it might be, I don't know if it's just a guy thing or so, that guys act like shitheads or so in the past. Or it's just like the environment or something that they grew up, but like, I've never personally, like, ever did anything like that, you know. I've never called anyone the N-word. I've never called anyone the hard R version of it. I've never done any of that shit, you know. I think it's fucking stupid in my personal opinion, you know. No, because my mom will beat me fucking silly or so. Like, seriously. She will beat the nonsense out of me if I acted like that. If I acted like that, specifically, like a spoiled little bitch or so, you know, she would definitely beat the shit out of me, to be honest. No joke. So Asmongold says this kid's not get my blessings. Yeah, but you know, but Asmongold always makes the excuse or says like, oh yeah, you know, I always been a little shithead or so when I was younger, so, and all this other stuff. So, you know, I don't know, something like this or so. I don't know. I don't really approve of it in my personal opinion, you know, because Asmongold shared some of his stories or so in the past, right? When he was younger, so right, he was a bit of a shithead, you know. But like me personally, I was definitely not like that whatsoever when I grew up. I was taught like with manners and everything like that, be respectful and stuff like that. So also on another subject too as well. Your son is 10 years old. Why the fuck does your son have a cell phone? What the fuck? I think personally that's crazy. A child who's 10 years old having a cell phone? Nah. I'm gonna be honest with you. My kid will not be getting a cell phone until way later in life. At 10 years old? Hell no, dude. At 10 years old? Are you serious? Damn, dude. Like, Jesus Christ.
hers and told people to call. So at this point, I am gonna have to change Miles's number.
Let's be real, guys. If you literally dox a 10-year-old kid and put him in danger, you're not pretending to be a scumbag anymore. You are a scumbag and a criminal. But the kid in danger? Making that kid's number is not a big deal. You're being way too overdramatic. Bro, if you seriously don't believe that doxing a 10-year-old kid is a big deal, then you're either extremely young or you probably took the short bus when you were a kid. And yes, 100%, that kid was put in danger when he got doxed. If you've been on the internet for a long time, then you know how crazy people can be online. If you're hated on the internet, then you already know. Some crazy...
Jesus Christ, that gave me a fucking jump scare. A fucking SS sniper was showing up on the fucking fucking doorbell fucking camera. Holy shit, that gave me a jump scare.
Degenerates will literally track you, your family, your pets, and the dookie you took this morning down. So the fact that Bella nonchalantly leaked that kid's number on her Discord with tens of thousands of members, then who knows? What if they're...
I don't know if I would give a cell phone to my 10-year-old kid. Girl or guy, I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I did not get a cell phone until like high school, I think. Yeah, until like high school.
That one creepy old man who's a big fan of Bella who decides to track down that kid's address, locate where that kid and his family live, and go to them. But it takes one brain cell to understand that getting your private info leaked on a random Discord with hundreds of strangers who, by the way, are religiously following a minor is not a good idea at all. And by the way, when I say that hundreds of people are religiously following Bella the Wolf, I'm not even exaggerating. As I've said earlier, not only is Bella the Wolf openly mocking religion and even taking her time to animate herself beating Jesus, she also made her own religion called Bellism. And wouldn't be surprised if some people follow her religion unironically. But remember what I said about Bella. She's literally a minor who initially built a following from the baby game Yasha Life. So you already know, one of her followers has to be a 50-year-old Dr. Chris Respect who's waiting for the opportunity to feast on Bella the Wolf's fur. But what I'm trying to say is that you already know that Bella the Wolf's followers, religious followers, are 1000% weirdos, which makes my argument even more valid when I said that that 10-year-old kid was put in danger when Bella the Wolf decided to leak that kid's number to her Discord followers. But nah, don't worry guys. Surely a minor with a big following who is clearly unhinged won't attract any Chris Tysons. So once again, Bella the Wolf literally doxing a 10-year-old kid's full number is not rage baiting.
Honestly,
How did she manage to dox this kid's phone number? How did she manage to do that? Like, how did she get her hands on that?
I'm just gonna say a 10-year-old should not be on Discord, especially how dangerous it should be. But when I found out his phone number, I decided to leak it.
So you wanted to teach the kid a lesson?
That is the most stupidest argument I've ever heard in my entire life. I decided to leak the phone number because this kid is 10 years old and should not be on Discord. Are you serious? Wow. The logic in that sentence itself is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. If he's a 10-year-old, right? If some 10-year-old joined my server, so right, I found out they're 10 years old, I would, I'd just be like, hey, I'm gonna ban you or I'm gonna ban yourself just because you're 10 years old and you're not supposed to be in this server. So, like, honestly, like, I would just ban them, Yeah, this kid's 10 years old and shouldn't be on Discord. Let me just leak their phone number to, like, everybody in this Discord server, I'm surprised YouTube did not eat her ass, since YouTube counts the things you do outside of YouTube. Yeah.
By being the danger to the kid. Also, I just love how she's basically saying kids shouldn't be on the internet because of how dangerous it can be.
A 10-year-old should not be on Discord, especially how dangerous it should be.
Says her! What about you? As I've said before, Bella the Wolf is a kid as well. She's a terminally online minor, and Bella is the perfect example as to how nothing good ever happens when you let a kid live on the internet. As a kid, Bella the Wolf probably visited some weird websites, probably met some weird people on Discord, who most likely told her that saying bad words online is seen as edgy, is seen as cool. When in reality, it's just cringe. Being terminally online probably affected Bella's brain as well in such a way that she's literally making jokes and literally drawing animations where she's oofing animals. By the way, just a funny question. Isn't fantasizing about oofing animals literally a sign that you're a psychopath? But don't worry guys.
Usually, it's a lot of repeating factors or so, right? That, like, killing out animals, right? Usually leads to, like, serial killer status or so, which it really does, because a lot of the serial killers in the past or so killed animals first, but then they didn't find the gratification of killing animals anymore, and then started going towards humans, and then they found the gratification towards that. That definitely could lead to do that.
Bella the Wolf is definitely just rage baiting.
You know what I am? What am I?
A Nick.
Let's not lie to ourselves. She should have been kept off the internet, bruh. But you know what? Maybe Bella the Wolf leaking that kid's number was just a genuine little mistake, and she
I don't know
really
about that one,
regrets doing
Cypress.
so. But here's the thing: the little kid who got doxxed recently posted a comment where he's saying that Bella is trying to leak his new number. You can't make this up. And yes, that comment really is.
How? How is he trying to leak the new number? How is she trying to leak the new number? What? How? Hi, the mom in the video was my mom. I was the kid who got leaked by Bella. I just want to say Bella is trying to get my new number, but thanks for the support. How are you, bro? How are you getting? How is that even possible? Are you just giving away your phone number or something, bro?
where he's saying that Bella is trying to leak his new number. You can't make this up. And yes, that comment really is from that kid. But you know what, guys? Maybe, just maybe, she is just rage baiting. Maybe she is just pretending to be a scumbag online, but maybe in real life, she's a sweet kid who's loved by her parents. In a Discord call, some YouTubers try to prove that Bella the Wolf is not just rage baiting, but actually just a mentally unstable kid in real life. But in order to prove that she's actually a sweet kid in real life who's loved by her parents, she decided to call her mom. And this is how the call went.
Fiber actors are really fast. Holy, those
I love
fiber
you,
actors are
Mom.
fucking fast.
Bye.
She didn't say
Wait a
love
second.
you!
She didn't say she
She
loves you
didn't say
back!
love you!
She didn't say she loves
She
you
didn't
back!
say it!
Oh my god! She didn't say she loves you back!
I love you, mom. Okay, bye. That's crazy. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you tell your parents love you right before hanging up and they don't say love you too, then you already know her relationship with her parents is cooked. But of course, I don't want you guys to misunderstand for a second. Obviously, Bella's parents are also to blame for how she turned out. I'm sorry, but if you let your kid be terminally online and live on the internet, then you failed as a parent. So let's not kid ourselves. It's definitely not. Oh, poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's 100% true. Yeah. I feel like there's just some parents who really shouldn't have, like, there's some couples or so that really shouldn't have kids or so. Because then you're gonna have problems like this, you know?
Bella's parents, I feel so bad for them. No, they're also to blame. I find it genuinely sad how today's generation is so hyper-focused on the idea that becoming famous is a big deal. There are so many kids like Bella the Wolf who are so obsessive with the idea of getting clout that they will literally do anything, including acting like big scumbags or being blatantly
Yeah, I think the Jack Doherty person is a total dickhead too as well, you know?
racist like Bella in order to get views. When I already know
She's on demon times. I would go to jail if someone tried this with Nay or younger family members.
I'm gonna get some comments saying stuff like, saying the horror is not racist, she was just being edgy. Okay, let's pretend for a second that someone didn't bust a nut inside your brain, and let's pretend that you're right for a second. Take this YouTuber who exposed Bella the Wolf about a month ago. Bella the Wolf's response to him was to draw a literal picture of that YouTuber where, a whip is doing something sus to him. And by something sus, I'm talking about something that was popular in the 1800s. But don't worry, guys. She's definitely not racist at all. Let's talk about her face reveal for a second. Even though Bella the Wolf is a minor, I don't think she's as dumb as we think. There's no way that she would literally make Doc her as easy as possible for her haters. I feel like there's a 99.99% chance that this whole face reveal is AI generated, or maybe she just paid an actor and then lip synced her script. Because if this is actually her, not only do we have confirmation that Bella the Wolf looks like a Temu version of Wednesday Addams, but she literally made tracking her a breeze for not only her haters, but also for the Chris Tysons of the world. I've also seen people agreeing with Bella that soldiers deserve to be disrespected, but I can't help but think that those people agreeing with her are either young.
She has every right to make videos about the military and soldiers because they are a disgrace to society.
What? Wait. What? Are you serious? That is such a dumb logic. Why would you ever disrespect like a soldier who served for their country? They served for your fucking freedom. You know? To defend off of other people who want to, like, you know. Alright, whatever, man. Like, in the Outer Realms, it's completely different. Like, we actually do, like... We actually respect, you know, our the people who go to war, so, you know, who actually go on the front lines and everything like that. So, but, like, we give lots of respect, and, you know, we don't disrespect people like that. Okay, all right, yeah. I don't think anybody ever fucking thinks that specific logic would be like, oh, it's terrible for the society or something. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up, dude. This is the first time I'm glad someone got cooked the way she did for the face reveal. Yeah.
Mentally special like this guy.
She has every right to leak people's phone numbers.
Yeah, she's not gonna play Guess Your Life with you, bruh. If you're a kid, you probably believe that if there were no soldiers, then there would be no war. But the reality of things is, it's human nature to be greedy and to chase power, which also explains why a lot of people are chasing clout. But here's the thing, if there were no soldiers, no police in your country, then your country would be invaded. And guess what? The people within your country would still be oofing each other. They would still be stealing from one another, except now there would be no good person to stop them. But this flawed way of thinking is also present within adults. We're nowadays living comfortable lives where there's no world war. war. At least not yet. So it's easy for them to say stuff like, soldiers are bad people, because they oof people.
But I am not just a fan of Bella the Wolf and Bella the Wolf Defender. I also accept her as her real lord and savior. Bellism is a real religion.
Okay, this guy's clearly rage baiting. Let's be for real. But once again, what's the point? What's the point of rage baiting? Yes, you're getting views, but none of the clout is gonna stick. Your digital footprint, on the other hand, and your reputation are going to go down the drain permanently. The only thing you can achieve by rage baiting is by eventually becoming a lol cow, just like Boogie2988 pounds.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, my camera just randomly stopped. I just noticed, actually. Hello? Camera? Oh god, camera. Oh no! No! Anyways, I want to take a look at the updated review or so, what Nero Cinema. So he did an updated review on the on Black Ops 6. I missed World at War. I didn't play World at War. I played Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and then the half of the lifespan of Black Ops 4. I just didn't like the loot boxes in Black Ops 4, so that's the only reason why I stopped playing it. And then ever since Black Ops 4 or so, I've never played a Call of Duty ever since. Because something was definitely not feeling great or so about Call of Duty. Like it just felt like Call of Duty was going downwards. Because they didn't add no campaign in Black Ops 4. They had some weird like mission cinematic kind of type of thing in Black Ops 4. And then they went super heavy or so in the loot box crate thing back then. That's why personally I just kind of stopped playing in like halfway through Black Ops 4. And then ever since then I've never picked up a COD game ever since then. So yeah, zombies was pretty great. I actually do love zombies. I think I stopped playing some of the newer zombies though. I played a little bit of zombies in I think in Black Ops 3. I don't remember if I ever touched zombies in Black Ops 4. I really don't remember. Actually, I don't really remember at all, to be honest. But I was mostly a multiplayer girl, so but I never had the microphone on when I was playing multiplayer. I always had it off every single time, so no one knew that I was, I was a girl playing Call of Duty. So I had a masculine name for Call of Duty. So no one knew that I was a girl, I was just basically a girl in disguise the entire time. So but anyways, I want to see the updated review or so on Black Ops 6. I want to know what Nero thinks now, since I assume it's over. Yeah, it's over and it'll pick back up or so this weekend for the free open beta. I'll definitely play the game on Saturday. I'll stream the game on Saturday and we'll see what's going on or so with that. Hey Plug, thank you for the follow or so. And welcome too as well. I hope you enjoy your stay here. But let's take a look real quick. Oh yeah, and the only reason why I had a guy name or so for playing Call of Duty is because, they hated girls or so playing Call of Duty back then. So it was a common thing or so. A lot of people did mistake me that I sounded like a kid or so, right? A young kid. So I am pretty happy that they thought, when I actually did spoke or so. Some of them actually thought that I was a young kid. But then when I grew older, right? I grew older and I haven't played with them in a while, and then they wanted to hang out with me. We hanged out in a voice call. And they were like, whoa, wait. They're like, whoa, wait, is that you? And I'm like, yeah, of course, it's me. I was like, wait, you're a girl? And I'm like, yeah, I am a girl. I've been a girl the entire time. I was like, man, shit, we thought you were a boy. We thought you were just some little kid or something like that, And I'm like, no, I wasn't. And they're like, fuck, damn, man, shit. You were such a good player, too, as well. And I'm like, yeah. So we kind of caught up or so. It was kind of funny or so to hear their reactions when they were They were like, "What? You're a girl? There's no way!" You know, they were fucking they were kind of shocked or so to hear that I was a girl. Cause they said like, man, you sound. They literally said like, man, you sound so sexy. Why do you sound like that? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, they're like, oh man, I don't know. It's just like you sound like a girl, and I'm like, because I am a girl, and they hold for like a couple seconds. They all stood quiet for a couple seconds, and they're like, wait, you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I am. It was really funny though. It was pretty fucking hilarious in my personal opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Black Ops 6 beta, which just went down a couple of hours ago. We basically have a 48-hour gap between Weekend 1 and Weekend 2 of the Black Ops 6 beta. Weekend 2 is going to be open for everybody, so if you want to play, make sure you download Call.
I'm going to be very interested to see how the open beta is for this game. It's going to be very interesting to see how the open beta is going to feel. I want to see how sweaty it's going to be in the open beta.
To the HQ as well as the beta on your platform of choice, and today Treyarch gave us some information.
I remember I was playing multiplayer and a girl spoke and she got dragged on the mud. Some would go, oh my god, is a gamer girl, proceeds to hyperventilate. Yeah, I got that. I got that a few times too.
And as to what we can expect during week,
I mostly got shit talked though. That's pretty much about like almost like 85-90% of the time I got shit talked or so because I was a girl. So
Weekend 2, where we see the level cap is going to be increased to 30. There's going to be weapon balance tuning, which is freaking needed.
Oh, they're gonna be balancing some weapons. I'll be interested to see how that works.
Spawn tuning, also incredibly needed. We have increased weapon XP earn rate. We have audio improvement.
They're actually tuning the spawns? Man, dude, I felt like the spawns in the game were so dog shit in my personal opinion. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty fucking bad for a Treyarch game, in my personal opinion. Like, I thought literally the spawns in this game were so fucking bad. I was like, what the hell am I even playing? Am I playing a Modern Warfare game? Or is this a Treyarch game? Like, what's going on here, you know?
Improvements, bug fixes, and more. All of that coming in Weekend 2, along with a couple of new maps.
It was the only
So
COD I was
interesting,
getting
but
kills.
right now,
I get kills in almost every single COD.
for this video, I want to review and discuss the good and the bad of the
Even after I even played like Modern Warfare 1, but I only played the campaign. I think I played the campaign for Modern Warfare 2, and I think I played the multiplayer for like 2 hours or 1 hour or something like that, and then I got bored of it super fast. I played Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer. I have the VOD up or so. But I didn't like the gunsmith attachment shit. You know how like there's like 20 billion fucking attachments for a single gun, even though there's like fucking 5 to 10 different red dot sights, and apparently they do something different, but I'm just like, they're all the fucking same. Like, it's a fucking red dot sight. What do you think it's gonna change? Is it gonna change my fucking asshole being bigger or something like that? Like, am I gonna have a fucking horse cock down my fucking throat or something if I put on this fucking red dot? Like, Jesus Christ. I'm just like, what's the difference between this red dot and that fucking red dot? There's no fucking difference between both of them, okay? What, is one of them gonna fist my ass and the other one's gonna fuck my throat or something? Like, it's just like, it's so fucking dumb. I hate it. I criticized it on stream or so when I was playing it, and I was like, man, it feels like you need a college degree or something like that in gunsmithing for Call of Duty, because I'm just wasting my time trying to build a gun in here, and I have no idea what attachments is good in this game. And I'm just like, I prefer just give me fast hands, give me extended barrel, give me a red dot, give me a quick draw, and then that's pretty much about it. So yeah, we already saw it already.
Black Ops 6 beta based on what we had during the first weekend, because honestly, overall, the consensus from the community seems to be pretty mixed. I mean, oftentimes in my videos, you'll see people just bashing the game, saying it's terrible, but if you look other places, you're also going to see a lot of people defending the game, discussing what they like about it, and talking about the positives.
The silencers are dog shit in this game. Definitely 100%, because I had a gunner, so it's one of the pre-made classes or so that has a silencer on it. Man, dude, it felt like I was shooting like peas or so, like literally.
And we're going to be doing that here as well. In fact, I went to Twitter and I posted a poll because I was curious to see, like, just in general, what did people think of the Black Ops 6 beta? And I say, how would you rate the Black Ops 6 Weekend 1 beta from 1 to 10? And rounding here, it looks like about 30% would rate it 1 through 3, about 30% would rate it 7 through 10, and then 40% would rate it somewhere between a 4 and a 6.
Yeah, but it's still pretty low at the end of the day, right? If you combine 6 through 1 or so, right? It has a more bigger lower score than the big number, to be honest. So it's like what? Roughly about 70%, 60%. Between 70 to 60% compared to 32%, right? 7 into 10 means it's fucking really good, right? But 6 and below is average to below average, you know? If you combine the 6 all the way down to 1 together, it's a pretty big margin. It's a pretty big margin that a lot of people don't like it so far, you know, compared to people who were the 32% who do like it. And this is only a small group of people, right? This is only because only 8,000 people saw this. 8,600 people saw this, right? So you're only having a small minute like people from the community that voted on this. So that's not even the full entire COD community. But so far, if it's at already like between 60 to 70%, that people kind of like, it's kind of mid or kind of bad compared to like it being good, you know, because 7 and 10 is good, phenomenal, and then amazing, you know. It's a pretty big significant difference, you know.
Would rate it 7 through 10, and then 40% would rate it somewhere between a 4 and a 6. So there's some people that say it's absolutely awful, like 30%. Some people that say it's great, about 30%, and about 40% are like they're in the middle, like I don't really know, it's okay, it's not crazy, but it's not terrible, like it's somewhere in between, right? So the community
I don't like this map.
Definitely seems to be mixed in regards to the Black Ops 6 beta, and I think that's due to a number of reasons. The first one, the biggest thing about the beta for me was skill-based matchmaking being so ridiculously rampant. Of course, I just recently did a whole video on that, so I'm not going to be discussing it at length.
Unfortunately, the skill-based match, since I haven't played Call of Duty in such a long time, they're giving me like pretty easy, well, I wouldn't say pretty easy, I'd say pretty subpar like matchmaking for me, so I can't really say my own two opinions on it because I haven't played it in such a long time and I'm playing it on a different account. So I don't think I'm playing it on my original Call of Duty account because I don't remember my original Call of Duty account. Well, actually I do, but I kind of forgot about it, so that's why I made a second Call of Duty account. So because I kind of forgot my first Call of Duty account, my Activision account, because they wanted me to connect my Activision account and whatnot. So
here in this video, but skill-based matchmaking was cranked up to infinity with this beta. Whether or not that was intentionally put there by Treyarch or Activision or Microsoft, or even maybe it's just because it was a closed beta, people had to pre-order, and you know what, if you're pre-ordering a COD game and downloading a beta and then jumping in and playing the game at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're probably a really hardcore COD fan. The level of skill-based matchmaking that we saw during the beta, if you're an above-average player, was nothing short of insane. It was downright.
But I did pretty well though in the beta, right, chat? I don't know how many of you guys were here were watching me play the beta. But I wasn't doing too bad, right? I think I was doing all right. I don't think I did amazing or anything like that. I think I all right. It's like average, to be honest. It's like pretty much average. I used to be above average, like way far beyond above average, but after not playing for so long, it's just kind of like, I did all right. It's all right, you know.
Right unfun for most people. You know, if you're somebody that enjoys like playing League play 24/7, you probably love the beta because that's what pretty much every single match felt like when you're in the higher skill-based matchmaking bracket. Every match feels the same. It was not enjoyable from that perspective. Weapon balance, connectivity, and gunfights in general, however, were also very hit or miss for me throughout the beta as well, which was very, very frustrating because there's people defending it and then people trying to come at it from a statistical level almost, right? So the Jackal, right, was crazy good during weekend 1. It's pretty much the only gun that you saw, and it made the game feel like it had a ridiculously fast time to kill. Everybody's using this one gun. It was really hard to gauge weapon balance, and also it just felt like the time to kill was incredibly fast. Then you had Exclusive Ace and a bunch of other people who were kind of like,
was it kind of fast? I don't know. It felt like some of the guns felt like it took longer to kill somebody compared to the Jackal, right? Compared to the Jackal gun. I don't know. Some of the other guns did feel a lot weaker, you know. They definitely need to buff the other guns at least.
statistic people where they look at everything like on a spreadsheet and kind of judge the game that way, saying that the Jackal really wasn't that OP and this time to kill was only barely better than that of Cold War, and like on average it's not that bad. The time to kill was not that bad, the Jackal was not that bad, the health regeneration was not that bad, it was kind of on par with the rest of the Call of Duty franchise. And it's one of those things where you can't just look at a spreadsheet and describe how the game feels, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you have to actually be in the game and play the game and to kind of experience it as compared to looking at a stat sheet. And I was watching Ace's live stream yesterday, and finally it started to kick in for him. He was miserable, man. He was straight up miserable playing the game, and he was blaming desync comboed with skill-based matchmaking. But overall, the Jackal was so...
It's funny how he makes a spreadsheet and everything like that, right? And then he just fucking felt miserable playing the beta. Yeah, huh? How's that spreadsheet? How's that spreadsheet looking for you, huh? It's literally like you can't put Call of Duty on a spreadsheet and be like, yeah, statistically, you know, this gun is not doing that much damage. No. You have to play the game and how the game feels, how the gunplay feels, how the 1v1 battles feel, and everything in between with all of the, you know, all of the multipliers and all the mathematics and stuff and all of the scenarios and how everything feels. Like does it feel good? You know, you just can't put it on a spreadsheet and thinking like, oh yeah, this is scientifically fact, you know? No, not with Call of Duty. Call of Duty, you can't really do that. You know, you have to know how it feels because there's so many variables in a PvP game, you know? LMGs are alright, but I think, what is it? I think in Modern Warfare 3, I think during the beta or so. Was it in the beta? I think it was in the beta. I just used LMGs because some of the other guns were so bad in the beta.
So ridiculously OP, and the desync was so bad with the connectivity and the gunfight inconsistency that nothing felt good throughout the entirety of the beta for a lot of people. Now, some people had a good time with the beta. They weren't having those issues. Ace even said for the first like 3-4 days he had no issues. Then on the final couple days he started to have a ton of issues. I'm like, well, welcome to the other side. This is what we've all been talking about. This is why the game feels so bad, and hopefully it's something that Treyarch can address, because packet burst is a rampant issue in this game. Not only the desync, which causes such inconsistency with gunfights, but packet burst remaining a massive problem.
Yeah, that was one of the big things too as well. I had a lot of inconsistency or so with some of my gunfights, like 100%. When I was playing it for that like short bit or so, right, on that specific day, it definitely felt like I was there was so much like there were some times I was deleting people pretty quickly, but then there were some other times or so it took fucking forever to kill somebody, you know?
All these years later is just inexcusable. Watch this clip right here. This was like gonna be my final match of the Black Ops 6 beta. Thankfully, after I calmed down, I went back and played a few more games. But check this out right here.
The fuck was that? Damn, dude. Damn, dude. That's kind of crazy.
Having stuff like that happening in the COD franchise and having it happen consistently just feels so bad, man. And for me personally, and this may be an issue you guys are facing as well, definitely let me know in the comments, but PC optimization appears to be kind of all over the place. It's tricky to detail though because every PC is different. For me, my PC barely runs Black Ops 6, man. Like, I spent the last few days just changing settings, upping quality, downing quality, changing resolutions, doing everything I can to try to get the game to run decently. And this could be a me.
Did I had any performance issues for my PC? No, I don't think so. I don't think I ran into any problem, like any stuttering or anything like that. At least when I was playing it, it didn't feel like that personally.
It could be a hardware issue, as my PC is a bit out of date, but I had zero issues getting things to run well in Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2, going back to Cold War, going back to any of the recent COD games. I've never had issues, but then the Black Ops 6 beta comes out, and suddenly I'm lowering my stuff to like very low and going from 1440p back to 1080p, and I'm still not able to consistently get 100 FPS. It was freaking miserable, man, and I did see a lot of people reporting in my Twitch chat that their frame rates were cut going from Modern Warfare 3 into Black Ops Ops 6, and sometimes they were cut in half, according to some people. Like, the game did not really feel optimized on the PC platform for a lot of people. Some people it felt fine, other people it felt terrible. That's to be expected, though, when it comes to a beta. So when you look at all of that from that perspective, right, if you're playing on PC, you might be having difficulty getting your PC to actually run the game, but even once you have the game running, the server desync, the packet burst, the Jackal being OP plus skill-based matchmaking really made the game not feel good. Like, even if you're looking at things from a statistical perspective, which I respect that, I mean, it is nice to know those things, but at the same time, there's difference between statistics, like on a spreadsheet, versus how things actually play out in practice. Like, if you can look at stats and say, you know what, statistically, the Jackal is not OP, and then jump into the Black Ops 6 multiplayer and say the same thing, then you're freaking out of your mind, man. I don't know what to tell you at that.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, that's 100% true, to be honest.
Point, you know. So overall, the core gameplay of Black Ops 6 did not feel very good because there were a lot of issues during weekend 1 of the beta. From there, though, we can discuss other aspects of the game, like the maps, for example, right? How were the maps during the beta? Overall, I'd say they were pretty average. They were...
What do I think about the maps in them? They were okay. I don't think any of them stand out to me. Like, I don't feel any of them like in any sort of like any kind of shape or way, you know. I don't feel like super excited to play one of the maps, right? Like, they felt all right, you know. It was meh, you know. I don't know. It kind of felt all right, you know. It didn't felt anything too crazy. I do not enjoy that video movie one or so, where it's like there's like a parking lot in the back or so, and there's like a bunch of stores. I definitely don't like that map personally. I really don't. I actually dislike that map the most. Yeah, it was alright. That's all I gotta say. It was alright. It's like a 6, you know, like it's average, a little bit above average. It's just, you know, I didn't lean to like hating any of the maps besides the one map or so. Like, I don't say I hate it. I give that map like at least a 3 or so, right? But I'm not leaning all the way to the right and saying, oh, this map is fucking awesome. This map is amazing. This feels fucking great to play. No, definitely not leaning towards the right either. So it's just kind of like, you know.
Pretty average to mid, you know what I mean? Which is not necessarily a bad thing. I think a big part of it is, again, we're dealing with the connectivity, we're dealing with packet burst, we're dealing with the OP Jackal, we're dealing with skill-based matchmaking. With all that happening, it's really hard to judge a map, but nothing really stuck out to me during the beta. It's only been a couple of days, obviously, but nothing really stuck out, which is not...
The one thing that I hated about it, specifically about the new Omni movement, right? I was trying to do a lot of sliding. I was trying to do sliding mostly, but then I don't know how it actually works or so, right? I played the tutorial just only for a little bit, but like I was mostly trying to do sliding tactics, but I kept doing dolphin diving every single time. So I don't know if you're supposed to hold it. Are you supposed to hold it to do the sliding thing, or is it tapping? Are you supposed to tap to do the sliding thing, or is it holding? Because I was holding it. That's what I was doing, trying to do the slide.
Necessarily a terrible thing, and this may sound like I'm trying to defend Call of Duty, but we talked about this on my live stream. Think back to a game like Black Ops 4. If you enjoyed Black Ops 4 like I did, I would actually rank Black Ops 4 as a top 3 COD of all time. That's how much I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed Black Ops 4 too as well. I didn't hate it personally, so I just personally did not like the loot boxes. That's it. That's the only thing I just didn't like about Black Ops 4 was just the loot boxes.
The game was kind of the same way. I would argue that of the original maps that came out with Black Ops 4, none of them were instant classics or absolute bangers. Like, think about that. Like, original maps that came out with Black Ops 4, which one of those would you rate as, like, the high rise of the game, the terminal of the game, the crash, the raid?
This one was pretty fun. I actually quite like this one, actually. This map was really fun.
The firing range, you know, the iconic maps that go down in history as some of the best maps of
I
all
remember
time
this
in
map.
the COD franchise.
This map was pretty fun though. I actually did like this map. Man, I fucking killed people left and right on this map. Man, dude, this map was pretty fun.
What map from Black Ops 4 would fit that category?
This one was alright. It was alright. I wouldn't say it's amazing or anything, but it was pretty
Pretty
alright.
much none, right? Like Contraband was okay.
I actually like this one. I like this map. This map was pretty fun too.
Seaside was okay. There weren't too many terrible maps in Black Ops 4.
Which one was this map again? Oh, okay. I remember this map. I'd say I give it like a 7. It was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's definitely way above average though. Cause like the flow of the map was pretty good too, so I didn't hate it.
They were all just average to good. None of them were great.
I actually did not play this map that much actually. Anytime this map pops up, like a lot of people skip this map, so I've never played it that much. I think it was okay, but I don't think it was super amazing. I'd say it'd be average, maybe a D. If I had to grade this map, it would be a D, like 160% out of 100, you know? Because I didn't play it that much, and I only played it for a few times, and in the amount of few times that I played it or so, like it was okay, but I don't know. I didn't think it was super great or amazing.
You know, and kind of so far, Black Ops 6 feels that way. Of course, we only had 4 of these 6v6 maps available. There's going to be 12 of them total when the game comes out. Then we got to play 2 of the face-off maps, of which there are going to be 4 of those when the game fully comes out. So we'll have to wait and see what other maps are going to be coming. We're going to get 2 more of those in weekend 2. But so far, the maps just feel kind of average to me personally, and I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comments.
They all feel average. I do not like this map. I actually dislike this map the most. I give this one like a 4. I just don't like this map personally.
When it comes to the weapons here, it's really hard to say, honestly. I have my notes right here in front of me. I want to cover things like maps and weapons and gunsmith and credit class and all that. When it comes to the weapons, what do you really say? Literally one gun dominated the entire first week of the beta, and weapons like the Amos and the XM4 and even the C9, they did feel good at times, but the connectivity was so hit or miss, and it felt nearly impossible to get a proper feel for the weapons with 10 out of every 12 people running the Jackal and diving around corners in all of your lobbies, you know? So the maps themselves didn't really feel like they were well equipped, besides maybe Scud, for assault rifle play. But if they nerf down the submachine guns, which I fully anticipate they're going to do that because it happens every single COD beta, they always end up nerfing the SMGs. Once that happens, the rifles and the LMGs and the marksman rifles, they may be in a better spot, and so from there, we'll be able to see. But again, with the Jackal just running rampant, server desync, and packet burst happening so much during weekend 1, it's really...
You know, I never expected in the year 2024, right? That packet burst would be the biggest issue with this game, you know? Like the connectivity or so, right? We live in a fucking day of an era where technology is so advanced or so that for some apparent reason this game has issues of running the multiplayer game with their goddamn terrible fucking servers, you know? But then in the older Call of Duties, you know, we never had any of these packet burst issues, you know? The games would run pretty fucking good in my personal opinion. But like we've never had this issue in the past, which is the most weirdest thing about it, you know. You expect technology would be advanced at this point where you wouldn't have this whatsoever with this weird packet burst thing, you know? I don't know. That's just me though. I think it's pretty fucking weird in my personal opinion.
Hard to conclusively say how weapon balance is in this game. I really can't tell you guys. When it comes to the gunsmith, however, freaking phenomenal. I was blown away as to how good the gunsmith was here in this game. Now, I'm curious to see when the game comes out, like the full launch, exactly how many attachments we're going to have per weapon. But from what we saw during the beta this week, it was incredible, man. They simplified the entire process. Very rarely, if ever, are you ever going to have a downside to an attachment being on your gun, which just feels nice. You know, if you're looking at your gun and you're trying to make it perform better, you can just test things out very easily and just see how it's going to perform in game. Like, do you need more damage range on your gun, or would you prefer more bullet velocity? There's no downside to either. Just pick one and see which one you like the most. You know, it's so fantastic. Gunsmith is incredible here in this game. I could not be happier with it. They finally streamlined and simplified that entire process, and I think that was an incredible move by Treyarch. It was ridiculously well.
Yeah, I actually do like the simplified version of the of like the gunsmith itself, you know? Less attachments is always better in my personal opinion. You don't need 20 billion attachments on a single gun, you know. I'm sorry, but I personally don't like it. I hate it. I generally despise the amount of attachments there is in the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer game. I'm just like wasting my time trying to build a stupid gun while I can just be using that time to go play multiplayer, you know?
Well done. When it comes to Cray class itself, I would say overall it's better to an extent, but it has potential to be really freaking bad. So the weapon loadouts are a cool idea. They didn't work all of the time. Did you guys notice that? Like if you made an entire AK class and then you tried to put that AK on a different class, sometimes it would carry over all of your attachments, but sometimes it wouldn't. So that kind of got confusing, but it was nice at times when it did work. So let's say you had a sniper rifle, for example, and you wanted to put your C9 as your secondary by using overkill, it would just automatically load up your C9 with all of its previously set attachments, and that felt pretty nice. It was nice to have that in the game, but when it comes to the rest of the create class, I mean, stim shots still feel completely mandatory, regardless of the fact that the health regeneration in the game by default is statistically average compared to the rest of the COD franchise. If you
the stim was definitely more important or so to get.
Played weekend 1 of the beta, you know you need stim.
I think in my personal opinion, they should just get rid of stim from the game. They should just vault stim. Like 100%, they should just vault it.
Shots. They feel absolutely mandatory in this game, and I think they knew that going into it, which is why they give us 2 of them as compared to 1. But then we have the perks. The perks themselves feel really weird, right? You almost feel forced into running the Enforcer combo, which takes Gung Ho, Dexterity, and Double Time along with either Ghost or Flak Jacket. Pretty much every person in the beta this week ran this exact same setup. There are some interesting choices to be made with this new create class system. Like, for example, you can go with all the green perks to allow you to earn non-lethal score streaks faster, and then combo that with Bankroll, which starts you already every single life with 150 score towards your streaks, and then you get the green bonus, which is going to give you even more bonus score for playing the objective and destroying enemy equipment. Like, that's kind of fun. You can just start spamming UAVs and counter UAVs with a setup like that, but overall, it did really feel like you were pretty much required to run 3 red perks and then 1 extra one because of the health regeneration bonus and the movement speed bonus. If you're in a higher echelon of skill-based matchmaking, it just felt like you had to run that pretty much during the beta, and I'm interested to see what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I never understood the combo perks or stuff like that, right? To get the bonus passive or so. I'm just like, what am I playing? Am I playing like some kind of JRPG or something, like, or some MMO, you know, or a MOBA or something where I can get a passive, you know? If I have 3 of the same kind or something like that? Am I playing Black Myth Wukong where I have 3 pieces of armor and I get some passive or so? Like what am I playing here? What's happening here, you know?
Like in weekend 2, if more perks are going to be coming out, if more combinations are going to be coming out, and I'm also very interested to see how many perks and everything are going to be available in the full launch of the game, and whether or not those combos are going to start appearing, or if we already figured out the best possible combo already here during weekend 1 of the beta. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. When it comes to the UI, overall it's improved, absolutely. It's a vertical UI as compared to the Hulu horizontal UI. There's still some elements of the old like COD HQ, almost Hulu.
I gotta say though, the horizontal UI, I don't know who fucking decided to do that, but man, dude, that was so terrible, to be honest. That was probably the worst UI design I've ever seen in my entire life. The weird Hulu Netflix looking design or so. No, that was just terrible, to be honest.
Like UI, but it definitely is a lot better here in Black Ops 6 as compared to what we saw back during Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2. And finally, the score streaks. They were too limited to tell, frankly. I mean, mostly we just had UAVs and then the chopper, and very, very, very rarely somebody would get a Hellstorm. Like, why is the Hellstorm missile the highest streak in the game? Somebody make that make sense for me. Like, the Hellstorm used to be one of the lowest streaks in the older CODs. Now it's like one of the highest. It's a Hellstorm missile, man. It's not really that good. It's not really that crazy. I don't get it, man. It almost feels like, and I might be wrong about this, we'll have to wait until we see more streaks in the future, but it almost seems like they don't want streaks being in the game necessarily, because they have a personal UAV, a regular UAV, and a counter UAV, and then they're like, okay, we can also put up a chopper, which will not really get kills, but it will ping enemy players for you, and it's like, are you just trying to make every person turn into the kill streak themselves, or instead of having kill streaks that just do work for you and feel good, like the old chopper gunners, the old AC-130s, the old Pavlos and Harriers, instead of having those really fun, rewarding streaks, are you just basically making everything a UAV so that we can just continue to be sweaty and run around and kill each other on the map?
At this point, if they really do not want to have kill streaks, just take it out of the game, you know, at this point. If they really do not want to if they really don't want people to have kill streaks, just take it out of the game. Let some other FPS game have them at this point, you know.
It's fun using kill streaks, man. Make kill streaks a factor in COD. That's what people used to love back in the day, but now the streaks, I've said so many times, are just harder to earn. They're way more easily countered, and they're less lethal than they were before. So just running high streaks in COD anymore.
I've gotten the Hellstorm a couple times. I think I got it like 2 or 3 times, but then that's about it, you know.
More just doesn't really seem worth it, and so far, based on what we've seen during Black Ops 6, again, it still doesn't really seem worth it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you guys have it. There is the long and the short of my overall impressions of the Black Ops 6 beta during Weekend 1. The gameplay you guys are watching here today is not incredible by any stretch of the imagination, because I'll be honest, I rarely had decent matches when I was playing the beta this weekend, man. It was that crazy. Every single match felt the same. If I had a game where I went like 40 and 20, I felt like a god pretty much, because every single opponent was just somebody that was trying out for FaZe Clan. It was freaking ridiculous, dude. But going into Weekend 2, hopefully connectivity does get sorted out. Hopefully the Jackal gets nerfed, which I anticipate it's going to, because just like every other beta, SMGs were just too good. Specifically the Jackal, but in general, SMGs were too good during the first part of this beta. If you look back and use older Call of Duties as an indicator, Black Ops 3 had the same problem, Black Ops 4 had the same problem, Call of Duty World War II even had the exact same problem, Cold War had the same problem. Like, if you go back and look at the old beta patch notes or watch the old beta videos, every single beta, the SMGs are OP, because I think it's part of their balancing process, essentially. But yeah, so nerfing the Jackal and then adding more maps, more streaks, and more perks, like, that is going to make the game feel a little bit better, but ultimately it's going to come down to, will skill-based matchmaking still be as rampant when it's an open beta compared to a closed beta, and will connectivity be better, because without those things, we're still going to have the same issues we had during Weekend 1, but of course time will tell, ladies and gentlemen, and I will be here with you guys every step of the way as we navigate through the remainder of the Black Ops 6 beta. But for right now, that's it for this video here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on the Black Ops 6 beta down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
That's interesting. Yeah, I only played it for a little bit or so, but I'll definitely be trying it out over this weekend or so for the free open beta, right? I'll be trying it out and see what's going on with it and see how it feels and everything like that. So I think by the time this video gets uploaded, I think the beta will probably be over or something like that. So I'll see how it feels. I'll try to see if I can get to level 30, you know, in the beta itself, you know. I'll try to see if I can stream on Saturday. Usually I don't stream on Saturday, but I'll definitely give it a try. So we'll just see. Like I said, we'll just have to see or so about it, but I don't know, they just kind of feel kind of it's just average. Yeah, it's just that's just how it feels to me. It just kind of feels average to me. It's not super crazy. It's not super bad or anything like that. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's a COD game, you know. I don't know. It just does it feel like a Treyarch game? There's some aspects about the game just doesn't feel like a Treyarch game, you know. But that's just my opinion at the end of the day, you know. Hey man, if you like the new Black Ops, that's cool, man. That's fine, you know. At the end of the day, you know, for me specifically, if it just doesn't feel right with me, well, to be honest, that's kind of like, you know, that's kind of like the ultimate, that's kind of like the last chance for me. So for Call of Duty, you know, I still like to keep I still personally like to keep informed or so about Call of Duty, you know. I still watch YouTubers who play Call of Duty and all this other stuff, right? But after a while, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, meh, you know, meh. It's all right, you know. It's nothing too crazy or anything too, you know, terrible or something like that. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, you know, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and you guys can let me know in the comment sections if you're trying out the Black Ops 6 beta on the open beta, anyways. You guys can let me know what you guys think about it. So, I'd be curious to see what you guys think about it. So I always read the comment sections and reply to almost everybody if I can, you know. But yeah, that's the end of the video. And peace.